We were received in Coaniquem without any questions, without needing to say where we come from, what we are like, what is our financial situation.
In our 25-year history, we have rehabilitated over 70,000 children who have not had to pay a peso for their rehabilitation.
Coaniquem, an unremarkable hospital located in a poor suburb of Santiago, Chile, has become the focus of growing renown in Latin America for the remarkable medical and spiritual care it offers to children suffering burn injuries. The growing reputation of this small church-run clinic is such that in 2003, Coaniquem was asked to start a continental program for burned children from countries as far away as Brazil, Ecuador, Uruguay and Paraguay. The care offered by the specialists is a unique blend of medical and pastoral care.
First, free rehabilitation of all burned children. Second, special educational programs teaching how to avoid burns. These are burn prevention campaigns. Finally, we have one international program training specialists to work with burned children.
Perhaps the key aspect of this particular care is that for all the Coaniquem medical professionals, there is no distinction between profession and faith.
Medical treatment must take all aspects of human existence into account. We are body and soul, mind and matter. We are religious beings. Therefore, the fact that through this work we educate and teach our patients to come to Jesus, to make this suffering meaningful and beneficial, makes this work exceptional.
Burn injuries are uncommonly high among the poor in Latin America. A combination of poverty, cramped living conditions, outdated heating systems and dangerous methods for preparing hot meals are the main reasons for the high statistics.
Every year in Chile, 100,000 children fall victim to burn accidents, of which 10,000 suffer terrible scarring, severe psychic trauma, and require a complex rehabilitation and reconstruction surgery program. Children who suffer the most in these accidents are less than 4 years old, as they are all the time inside the house, in an environment which is not safe. If we take a look at the American continent between Alaska and the southern tip of Chile, 7 million children suffer from burns annually.
The care is nothing if not comprehensive. Coaniquem runs several services helping parents come to terms with the children's injuries and rehabilitation, as well as programs to ensure the children's continued education. One such program, called Open House, provides housing for the parents to live near the children and secondary school classrooms to help with the child's education.
This secondary school is supposed to make up for the absence of secondary school at their hometown and allows children to come back without missing classes in school program, which they should have covered if they'd not come to Coaniquem. This has developed into a very strange school, a very interesting one. On one hand, there is a mixture of people. Children and their mothers or fathers attend. Second, it is international, with many children from many countries who attend the same classes at the same time. Third, lessons are individual. Each child covers the program which matches his or her secondary school's program. They normally attend in the morning their therapy and treatment sessions or undergo surgeries, and in the afternoon they attend school classes. In this way, the child is kept busy all the time in a variety of ways.
In the Open House program, parents are also participants. They meet at workshops, manual labor workshops, cooking workshops and current affairs workshops, where they learn to make napkins, sweaters, candles, trays, and also to cook. Here, most importantly, parents of burned children can talk with each other, and thus the program plays a therapeutic role.
es un lugar donde todas las mamás, los papás.
This is a place where mothers and fathers meet, each knowing very well what the other person feels, since this is the same pain.
Una mamá trae a su hijo.
One mother brings her child with a small wound, but the pain is the same. We talk about it, and we are so deeply moved that we spend whole nights sharing our reflections. We pray, we talk, we cry.
Ya sea una oración, el conversar, lloramos.
The duration of burn treatment is long. Understanding the reasons and consequences for both patients as well as their parents plays a vital role in rehabilitation.
The treatment is completed when the patient and his or her family is able to make this human suffering meaningful and beneficial. We help our patients to make a step forward, finding in Jesus this peace which they are missing. We try to make our patients undergo a certain transition from pain to plenitude, from anguish to hope, from suffering to peace.
Due to the poverty of many patients, Coaniquem does not charge anything for treatment. In order to finance and conduct research, it has to collect several $1 million annually, both locally and internationally.
What is amazing is that more than half of the funds are donated by low-income, lower-middle-class Chileans. Each month, 500,000 donors provide a monthly support to enable our organization to realize its tasks.
Not only have Chileans taken the project to heart financially, but the hospital and local parishes have arranged a unique prayer campaign, a spiritual adoption of a burnt child, to spiritually support the children and families.
We have 100 persons who have spiritually adopted a child. In so doing, they commit to prayer every day for that child so that he or she may discover the redemptive power of his or her suffering. And every 3 months, that person is informed about the child's progress, just like the person donating money. The financial donor is not enough. We also need the one who will pray. In this way, treatment is more complete and progress better.
Although a portion of the hospital finances come from the poor, this support alone does not cover the running costs of the hospital's care. The Coaniquem Hospital turned to and received support from the international Catholic charity Aid to the Church in Need.
Aid to the Church in Need decided to help since Coaniquem is an institution that combines spiritual help with social support, in this case, health. Coaniquem is well organized, but at the same time, the people who initiated this organization are very religious themselves and have managed to build the sanctuary of the fallen Christ, where they provide parents, who have to be there many months, with spiritual support and teach them to understand their pain, to make it meaningful and beneficial.
Dan a las familias que muchas veces tienen que estar meses ahí una atención espiritual, les enseñan a asumir su sufrimiento.
In this sense, we feel united with Coaniquem, since Coaniquem works with physical pain and we work with the suffering faith.
Trabaja con un sufrimiento físico y nosotros con el sufrimiento por la fe.
Aid to the Church in Need provides support to and unites with this foundation, which takes care of suffering children. To a certain extent, the issue of suffering requires a presence and an evangelization, as compassion is the language of the gospel. This message you can also communicate to a non-believer or to a person who has departed from the faith and, without a doubt, even they understand the Christian message. Similar to the parable of the Good Samaritan, they understand that the Church is close to those suffering terribly as burned people, and often also as those very poor. We cooperate closely with Aid to the Church in Need. Part of this building has been financed out of funds of Aid to the Church in Need. This is the building where we conduct an educational program for our patients, as well as part of the catechism classes. These buildings are used in pastoral work to provide children with spiritual comfort. We also operate together with Aid to the Church in Need a children's Bible program. We have patients who speak a variety of native languages. We have children who speak Quechua, Aymara, Arani, and Makagungu, and other indigenous languages. And Aid to the Church in Need has created a program of Bible education for those children in their languages. Perhaps the greatest common effort is a project of interreligious cooperation on the importance of human suffering, the experience of deep and utter pain.
Each day we live next to human suffering, and we have experienced that when somebody discovers the sense of human suffering, another dimension is added to life, and the person reaches joy, a joy much deeper than the happiness promised by this earthly world.
La alegría que promete el mundo actual.